check. Alright. So, this is for people on Xbox playing War Thunder through Xbox. You can turn crossplay off, and it's a huge advantage if you're, especially if you're trying to farm out aircraft. And honestly, if you just want to have a better full game, there's more objectives than just killing the other player. You know, there's bombing bases, killing ground units, and if you can do that and kill players, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, a lot of people say it's an exploit, but being able to only play with Xbox players puts you on an even playing field, and it reduces the number of players in queue. So you're only gonna play whoever's on Xbox. It's that simple. And the leaderboard changes as well. It'll show you the Xbox leaderboards. Yes, I'm not proud. I mean, I'm a little proud of it, but I'm a little ashamed of the amount of time I've spent playing this game. I put a sad amount of time into it. And the grind. Obviously, I've got golden eagles for plenty of things. I don't think I show my vehicles here, but what you're gonna see is, I mean, look at the queue. It just, I don't know what the timer hit, but it forces the game at 5 minutes, and if usually 1v1, 2v2, and on these maps and with the objectives, honestly, it's so much better, because when you get 8 on 8 or more than that, it's too clustered, too many planes in too small of an area, you know. It's a lot better, feels a lot better with small team based, 4-on-4 at most. But let's see, this is a 3-on-3. I just take, you can't even see I'm in the way. Obviously checking their stuff out. So typically I'll go for bases. I mean, this video, what I'm trying to get across to you is how you earn a lot. If you're looking to earn in War Thunder and get that next aircraft, get the next, this is how you do it. Especially if you're on Xbox. I don't think PlayStation is able to turn crossplay off. Sucks for them. That's what I think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they can. But you're certainly only playing people on Xbox. Obviously, I'm staying low here to avoid radar. Typically, I would spawn with something that can destroy bases, but I recognized one of the gamer tags there wasn't somebody I'm familiar with, so I started with a fighter. MiG-29 in the Japanese texture. I get smacked. And don't have the fire extinguisher yet. Just shooting missiles off, knowing that I'm about to... Oh, there's a player. I could speed this along, but I guess I can just fill in with information. Got him. As you can see, it's not as intense. You get time to strategize, you know, whether you want to fly low and through the mountains or fly high somewhere else. You know, that's your choice. When there's less players, you get more options, and there's more score for you. That's, you know, if you, especially if you get a one-on-one, that entire the tickets is what you want to focus on. This is very impromptu. I didn't have this planned out. I'm just spitting this video out. And what I'm going to tell you is erasing the most tickets you can is the best way to do it. Essentially, the more score you get, that equals more silver lions and research towards the next vehicle. And so you want to kill as many grounds, as many bases as possible. Even, and you can see I'm carrying a bunch of napalm, though that's good for bases. Obviously, I'm trying to avoid confrontation, let my teammates deal with them while I go and bomb to try to get modifications for this aircraft. And we'll see what happens. I might have to jettison them if I get into a dogfight, which would suck. I'll show you guys more examples too of how crossplay is a huge benefit if you play on Xbox. It's a must. I believe the only way you can play a PC player is if they're playing War Thunder through the Microsoft gaming setup with Game Pass and all that. Otherwise, it is just Xbox getting some easy score right there. I keep an eye on the RWR, try to keep awareness where everybody is, look around, get these bombs off, and then start slinging missiles, or maybe getting to another vehicle. But this is how you earn. You get these matches with 300. One of the guys on their team probably quit already, maybe my team. Here we go. It pays off. There goes some. Oh no, I accidentally had SS or CCRP on, so they didn't drop. So I'm wasting an enormous amount of energy right now having to turn around. So that puts me at a huge disadvantage. Although somebody happens to be in sight line, but I don't have that much velocity, so neither does the missile. Bombs away. There goes that base. And now I'm getting painted. Now I've got at least one, probably two bogeys trying to acquire me on radar, so I'm staying low. Little countermeasures. See what happens. Got that base. The first one just burned up. You see that there. So I'm staying low, obviously, trying to avoid radar. I popped back up because I reloaded missiles. Fox 1. Hey! Couldn't do it. Fumbled. I got the one, but I fumbled right there. And, I gotta say, through the time playing this game, I've done my try hard. I've been there, done that. But to do it all the time is too taxing. Especially when you have life and responsibilities, staying on the edge of you being your best at all times is really hard. And so what I've been doing is, since I've got so many vehicles, as you can see the lineup there, I'm 10 slotted essentially in every nation. I am 10 slotted in every nation. I have every single aircraft in the game except for the last 5 vehicles in Sweden. And ground, I have like 4 nations complete, and then the rest of them are at least at rank 4. Obviously not including squadron, event, battle pass, or premium vehicles, but I've got plenty of them too. Alright, so what am I doing here? I got napalm, trying to speed this vehicle. This guy, let's see if he gets hit. These are sparrows, I believe. Oh no, I lied. I think those were full actives. The AM4. So I would have left him alone and just went straight up the mountain, but when people engage you, you just got to snub them out and then go back to grinding. I did this just for theatrics, completely spent like 250 rounds on that one target. But see, it pays off. It's not that you're completely playing passive, but you gotta multitask at the same time, plain and simple. And the other most important thing is you don't kill the opponent's AI. The A4s go ahead and kill them, but the named AI, if there's not enough players and you get 4 AIs that got the name, if you keep them alive, like say your opponent quits the game won't end as long as you still have bots on their side, the named bots. Alright, what am I doing here? I got some AGMs on this. I'm watching this video now, and this is actually gameplay from a couple days ago. I recorded quite a bit. There goes the fuel tank, jettison that. Don't need it. I try to be a stickler with my camos too. I wish I could show you those right now. I have to do that another time, but I've got a lot of really cool camos from the crates with GE. But so now I'm obviously carrying 2 Mavericks, 2 or 3, and a radar missile or 2. Yep, 2 of each. 2 heat seekers, 2 radars, and 2 air to grounds. So now see how I'm playing defensively, and if he just went on his merry way, I wouldn't even engage him. But I'm gonna see if he tries to engage me as I pop up, looking for targets for the Maverick. There we go. There goes one. So, and I'm not being painted. My RWR ain't going off, so there's no reason for me to turn around and try to, unless, which I'm doing right now, unless there's more players and if they got bots on their side. The only other time I'll go high is if I know they've got more aircraft, if they're not regulars that I play with, where I sort of have, signed a treaty with, if you will, with some players. But those players were not part of that treaty. Also, if my teammate, say I get a random teammate that's killing the opponents and won't stop, I'll kill him just because no matter what, it's going to end anyways. But if my opponent does not, hopefully your opponent can support you and you can bomb all the bases and get some ground units while they're doing that. And see, that's basically what I'm doing now. My teammates out there being a target for them, so they're not coming after me while I'm earning all the score. They're trying to fight. People trying to say, oh, I'm better, just because they win. It's far more than just dog fighting, And I'm 34 years old. I'm not fucking, pardon my language. I'm not, 14, 15, 16. I'm not a teenager. I'm in my teenage years. Oh, what happens here? I get smacked, but I did get a couple critical hits there on. He's got his landing gear now. I wonder who I hit. No, I forgot what I was talking about. Obviously, I'm showing this whole game. This is actually this is a nice camo. This is a box camo. Once it loads up, there we go, it's loaded. A lot of the box camos, not a lot of them, some of them, for some reason, they'll take a long time. I say a long time, they'll take like a few seconds to load. Oh, that was the guy that was obviously critted before I got into this F-15. Anybody that's familiar with this, see, I'm staying low, but I'm not staying too low, but low enough to where they can throw a missile at me and I can just duck it out. That's what you want. You want them to. You want to bait the enemy essentially into firing a missile at you that you can dodge. So you'll fly a little higher or lower. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he totally he shot my missile with his missile. Carrying all these 18 500-pounders. I shouldn't even be trying to. Yep, see, I did the right thing. Although there's no base over there, so I'm turning around. Yeah, figured. Tickets are halfway gone. You know, I'll take the score. Use this bridge for cover. I remember this. So, I was so mad when that happened. If I didn't get hit, I would have went through underneath that bridge and looped around and hit that A10. But unfortunately, that wasn't what happened. Yeah, most of the aircraft I've earned is from playing with these tactics. Just make sure you keep an opponent bot alive unless you have a teammate that's killing them all. In that case, you just want to earn as much score as quick as possible. And you also want to drop, you want to drop items that immediately that will reload by the time you make it on target. Nice effects there. This is obviously mainly for people who actually play War Thunder that are either new to arcade or War Thunder in general. Arcade Air, that is. There's realistic, and don't give me my favorite mode is ground realistic, where you get to use ground and air. Love choppers. Choppers are awesome. But point being that I mainly run arcade for one-on-ones, 2v2s, and just to get all the aircraft in the game. Usually when an update comes out, pardon me, got a message on my phone there. Here I am forgetting what I'm talking about, looking at the game and explaining things. It's probably an important one, but yeah, you just want to keep the game going and earn as much as you can. That's really it. And this isn't even the best example of a good farm game where you're gonna earn a ton. Oh, that's what. So ground realistic is my favorite, but I just run far more air just because that's how you unlock all the aircraft. And when an update comes out, I'm already researching the new stuff since I already have all the other aircraft in the game. I'll be putting more clips together. I'll have to edit for time, obviously. Edit some clips together just to give you guys a better idea of how to employ these strategies and in what environment to make what decisions. This is an awesome F5. I think it's actually better than the F20. I think it's got a high. I think this is the only F5 in the game that has Fox 1s. There's a couple now that have radar missiles, but they're Fox 3s, not Fox 1s. They're semi-active. This one, yeah, I believe this is the only one with full active. F20 is a lot of fun. I wanted that plane for so long. Like when the F5 came out, I knew about the F20, and we didn't get it for quite a while. But alright, staying low, staying away from missiles, coming up a little bit. See if I can draw a missile. Not turning too hard because I don't want to lose that much energy. Come on. And when you're in this F5, most people have no idea that you got a full active, and they're toast most of the time. Like, that's probably it right there. Yep. And you just always carry, unless you're really getting pressed by somebody, always carry rockets and bombs or whatever the best loadout is for a particular map, instead of carrying all missiles and then having nothing but your cannon, if you have one, to shoot at ground targets and whatnot. I'm getting some altitude because I know I'm safe, and it's a lot easier to drop Mavericks when you have some altitude. You can get splash damage on yourself, obviously, if you get too close to the impact point. But yeah, this is all controller. Once in a while, it's like a pro controller. It's wired though. I wanted a wired one. But occasionally the USB-C that plugs into a controller, I have to like shove a little piece of cardboard in between the USB and where it slides into the controller, because it moves around, it wiggles, and it disconnects easily. And that it's happened at least a couple dozen times where I've been killed simply because I had that happen, or that was the case. And I'm just, they haven't destroyed any tickets. That team, the team we're playing right now, they're just going for player kills. That's like it. I try to whittle it down to one guy, and then I'll leave him alone and hit grounds like I'm doing right now. The more tickets you destroy, the more you earn, plain and simple. It's just that obvious. Should be that obvious to everybody. Yeah, there's plenty more that's not even coming to mind right now that I could certainly relay to help you guys out. But I figure this will be a start. What are we doing here? Nope, too low. This is almost over, by the way. We only got... Yeah, it's almost over. I probably should have edited this video beforehand. Obviously trying like hell to avoid this missile. RWR is screaming, which is my radar warning receiver, for those people that don't know the acronym. There's a lot of acronyms in War Thunder. It's funny, a lot of people ask me if I was in the military, because I know a lot of military jargon. You know, even as a teenage kid looking into World War II, I've always been fascinated with, you know, War Thunder. Everybody's seen Saving Private Ryan. Well, game's over, I think. My guy killed him, yeah. Well, since the game's gonna end anyways, then you might as well kill him. But when you still have a lot of tickets, you want there to be an opponent left. And hopefully they do the same thing you do, which is bomb bases and kill as many grounds. Drop as many tickets as possible and earn as much RP and SL as possible. It's just as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Trees in the way. Just ending the game right here. I'm just curious to see just to show you guys what do we got for 5,135 score. That game actually wasn't a whole lot. I could have earned a lot more, especially with boosters. You earn more, by the way, destroying bases. Typically with a fighter, than you'd strike aircrafts have smaller multipliers on ground units and bases. Obviously, since that's what they do, and so they reduce, so it's not as beneficial to run them. Balancing it, rather. Let's see here. Over 100K. That's pretty good for a game that was shared with 2 other players. Worked on some. I don't think I had any boosters on, but that's not bad. Nope, I didn't have any boosters on. So if I had a 200 or 300 on right there, it would have been a little bit more than times whatever, you know, with the bonus. Naval's really where you make it, though. This is obviously the Japanese tech tree. Just working. Yeah, that's that. All right, folks. Well, next one coming soon. Out.